I want to be a millionaire.
I want to be a billionaire.
I want to be a Kajillionaire. Hi, and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing a cinema release called Kajillionaire.
From acclaimed writer-director Miranda July comes a profoundly moving and wildly original comedy. Con artists Theresa and Robert have spent 26 years training their only daughter, old Dolio, to swindle, scam and steal at every opportunity. During a desperate, hastily conceived heist, they charm a stranger into joining their family, only to have their entire world turned upside down.
Back in 2016, Miranda July, is that what her name is?
I think so, the director.
The director and writer had written two proofs of this script. So that was 2016, and she wasn't happy with either. And then later, she was having bits of how she wanted it, like kind of dreaming it up in her car, and she had to dictate the bits, the scenes that she saw come alive. There's one particular scene I think that came first, the one in the airport, and
Right.
so she saw this, and that's how the good script came out of it. And now we have it. We didn't actually have to go to the cinema to watch this because we got a screener, a cinema screener, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
you.
I wasn't sure what to expect from this film, and I would say that I wouldn't go to the cinema to watch this because it's not particularly it's not like a genre that I would spend
really
money
your
on
niche,
going to the cinema to watch. However, I do think this film is spectacular. It's also very heartbreaking.
Yeah. I think it's maybe a bit deceiving, for me personally anyway, to say that this is a comedy. There's certainly humorous aspects to it, and it's sometimes so off the wall and bizarre that it's funny, but it's not funny ha-ha, it's funny heartbreaking. I think I spent the entire movie feeling a mixture of emotions. None of them were happiness or joy or like frivolity. Really, like they say, heartwarming. I'd say really, really gut-wrenching in places.
The synopsis feels wrong to me.
Totally wrong.
It doesn't feel like a comedy and doesn't feel heartwarming. It feels like a journey to discovery of a daughter who has never been held, never been touched. She has a very broken, not relationship, she's just a broken person because of her upbringing.
But it seems like they're all broken, like so broken.
There is a journey of discovery here from Evan Rachel Wood, who we've seen in Westworld. I
totally
didn't recognize her at all. I thought, wow, she looks so much younger in this. Incredible performance. Also, her kind of juxtaposition, another actress, Gina Rodriguez, who you'll know from Netflix's animated series Carmen Sandiego. We're also going to see a live action version of that soon with her. So, soon, who knows with COVID. But them two playing off each other, it is almost a juxtaposition of personalities.
Yeah.
And I would say both performances are outstanding.
Yeah. I thought all of the performances were outstanding.
Yes. Richard Jenkins and Debra Winger.
Yeah.
They get to play the parents that aren't very nice, that are also very broken people. And so people will, it's the sort of role that I imagine that when people see you walking on the streets and say, you were that guy that did that thing. Because there's some actors that are known for that. Like they're the bad guy. It's like, you're Dexter, you kill people. It's that sort of role. And I feel like people are going to come out feeling, those people, without doing, like, it's hard to do spoilers and not do spoilers for the review. If you've seen the trailer, you kind of understand what this whole film is. This family are grifters. They wheeler dealers, and they're trying to survive. It's day to day. It's hand to mouth.
Yeah.
And even where they're living, you're just like, whoa, how are you living there? They never quite know what they're going to do, and they have to grift to survive. That's the world they've created for themselves. But each personality is so, I was going to say diverse. Each personality is so different. So we have Richard Jenkins, who seems to be
a paranoid schizophrenic.
Absolutely. And then we have the mother, who herself feels like she hasn't had much love in her life, and their relationship with her husband seems very off. And so her relationship with her daughter, the reflection of that is very evident. And so we have these three main characters that are almost living separate lives, but have formed this weird bubble of which they're reliant on each other.
Codependent.
A very unhealthy codependency. And so that plays out in their grifting. And then when Gina Rodriguez's character appears on scene, it just throws everything into turmoil. And we get some really interesting scenes. I think, had we had Oscars for this year, for next year, for February, I don't know what's happening with them. We might get them. It might be very small amount of films, or maybe they'll just push it to the next year.
Maybe they'll just do it virtually with no audience.
They won't do that.
I mean,
they like the pomp and ceremony. Anywho, they definitely would have put this film up for I would say, the female roles, supporting actors, for storytelling, for like a journey. It almost feels like a day in the life sort of story, although you have many days, but it's this journey of this family, and you are fully invested in wanting to know how it's going to play out. But for the most of the film, you're going to feel like you're going to have like a weird, I don't know how I feel about this film. Do I ever want to watch this film again? Because most of it was really guttural. But that is saying something. If you are able to get that sort of emotion out of your audience, then you're doing something right. It's film, it's art, it's not just a quick as Afrikaans would say, a skop skiet en donder film.
It's not a popcorn flick.
No, it's one that's going to make you think. It feels like, that was a film that was well made. It had something to say, and you're going to think about it for a while afterwards. But it's not a film that I will put on that often. No. Performance-wise, definitely worth it. Story-wise, very interesting. It's a very different film, and I really appreciate it. Yeah. One of Brad Pitt's, one of the companies made it, Brad Pitt, I think it was Plan B. And normally when they're involved, you just know you're getting a sort of indie vibe, a sort of film that really has some meat on the bones. And I appreciate that. So even though I thought it was very dark, not humorous, I thought it was excellent, and I'm going to give it an A. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. What are you going to give it?
A-.
An A-. Cool.
Just because
it's not comedy.
Yeah, because I was expecting a comedy, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might find it funny.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't know how
you would. Yeah. I would say it's worth watching.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to venture through COVID to watch it. But if you feel safe, and if you love this sort of film, think Lady Bird, that kind of feeling to the film, I think you'll love this. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this review. Let us know in the comments below, had you even heard of this? Is it on your radar? I'm sure it will come to VOD at some point, maybe quicker than most, because things are going that way really quickly. But until next time, remember, live long on Tuesday.